always some form of manipulation. Like, you could be the nicest guy on earth and you're still manipulating her. The first thing I sit down and the first thing I say is whatever I sense she's thinking. So if she's fearful, I say, Amy, you want to play a game? And she goes, what game, John? As she's like pouring my tea or whatever. And I go, let's play the game where we both turn our phones off for 10 minutes. And then she looks at me, and then I start laughing, and I'm all leaning back here just to get her the nervous energy out of her. And then she goes, you're so silly. And in my head, I'm thinking like, I would fucking throw it in your face if it was lawful, if I was doing what the law wanted me to do, because yeah, I usually like to say the darkness out loud, make them laugh, get it out their system. And then I like to always advance position when I'm the laziest. So when they start panicking that I'm falling asleep, because I do actually get tired, I'm not those guys who like pretend. I do get tired, right? And I always say what is in my heart. Date IQ is the best way to go about it. Join thezherkaofficial.com for the answer. No, I'll give it to you. It's always the same thing. It's always the same stuff you hear in my streams. And basically I say, listen, Amy, we're not going to do anything. That's not who we are. This is like the first time doing this. But we can cuddle. And she'd be like this. Yeah, that's up to me. And I go, oh God, I gotta cuddle the feminist. And then she laughs and I laugh, ha 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 ha. But deep down I hate her. Deep down she thinks I'm being cute, but I hate the. And then they usually creep up closer, right? And then if I'm ever going to break touch barrier, I'll do it from my leaning away position, because everything I teach is about body language and energy or tone. It's not really about what you're saying. You can say it in the goofiest way. You can talk about SpongeBob when you say it. Who gives a it's really how you're saying it. And you got to really ask yourself, how would you want to be asked if a big black guy in prison wanted to cuddle with you? That's what she's feeling. That's how scared she is, right? So I would always do it on breaking a laugh. So in the middle of a laugh. And I would always do it from a leaned back position far away. And I would always disappear if I don't get the cuddle. If I don't get the cuddle, I will disappear. And I'm not even saying it to smash. I'm saying it so I have a future with this where I'm not paying $65 for a fucking lobster that I want to smack her upside the head with. Right? But yeah, it's always going to be body language far away from her, laying down, right? Most pickup artists will say it like this, like getting closer, like trying to tease the bitch. And no, you're trying to get her to tease you. You're not really. If you're ever teasing, it's because you mean it. You don't neg to neg. You neg because you genuinely don't like something, so she opens up more. If you neg to neg, you sound like those fucking on dating shows, or those dating coaches. Yeah, they like, you gotta neg the girl, right? There's no meaning to negging if you don't mean it. If you're negging her nails, it's cringe. But if you genuinely think she has whore hands, you have whore claws, Amy, it's genuinely funny, right? Because she can sense you actually don't like it. Why do girls love being called? The same reason your boys love to be called. It gets you guys closer. Now I can go into the psychology of the outlaw. That's really what they want to see. Is when you say the slur, you're really the outlaw in her life, so she feels more safe, right? Because they're always worried about someone coming or government coming to take them away, right? Women worry about weird shit like that. And so if you're a high paid, high value male who says the slurs, look at Sneeko. Chicks love him, and he's my little project, bro. I like Sneeko's the kind of guy who'll never listen to me. He'll see it work for me. He does the copy paste thing. You know how you can copy someone's whole career? Yeah. And then Sneeko, when he's away from me, he gets worse with women. But dude, I at one point made him so good with women, he cucked me. Sneeko and Destiny are the only people who have done that to me. Yeah, he did. I don't think I was trying. I think I was just being a nice guy. Because I don't think Sneeko manipulates. I think he's more direct. He just gets in there. But he knows what he's doing. It's always some form of manipulation. Like, you could be the nicest guy on earth and you're still manipulating her. That's the truth. Because it's a force of who's getting what. Is she winning or you? And what's weird is if she's winning, she's like not liking her life anymore. But if you're winning, she loves you. I always compare it to, this is going to sound creepy, but I always compare it to anytime I'm babysitting, right? Why all the toddlers love me and hate everyone else is because I'm fair with them. If they're loud, I say, hey, you sound like it, shut up. And I'm fair with them. They find it funny. Women are those toddlers, right? They are. And it's gotten even more like that. Like, if we're in the 1950s, I would say tone this down like 50, 70%. But if you are of today's bloodline, then, yeah. And I feel like I fit in with Zoomers because Zoomer males who watch me are 20-year-old youngins, and they date 20-year-old women. And I'm a 30-year-old man who dates 20-year-old women. I feel like I'm the final boss of this shit. And the worst part is the stuff that no one realizes when people don't realize that when they say, Zherka, it's your looks, and that's not a good argument. A good argument would be the experience. Like if a Zoomer said, okay, Zherka, your experience is why you're better. Yeah, I agree. Get the EXP, or else you're just gonna see your credit card just swiping randomly on stuff you don't even want to pay for. And a lot of like alpha males justify it with, oh, at least I don't have to hear her bitch. Dude, if they cost a lot in the beginning, they're gonna cost you a lot when they break up with you. Trust me. Like nowadays, guys who pay to play and just buy women shit and they settle for that little pussy bitch for a year or two, men have ruined dating because they're paying to play. So a lot of us who have money don't want to pay to play. So we just leave these bitches, like, run off to their rich simp, bro, because that's just a turnoff. But for you guys, you young Zoomers, I've noticed it's really sad to be born in your shoes, because a lot of the chicks that you could have easily had, they just walked out of your... Well, they didn't walk out of your life. You didn't try for it, right? Because usually a badass will still get it, but the badass isn't going to try if other dudes are paying so much for these girls as Louis bags. And which sucks, because when you're not playing the game at all, you get very rusty. You get really rusty. You become foozy.